She is.
Head first again like that. So you look at the head hook right inside there. It's got the very front hook right where you want it.
About how big is that one?
About 3 1/4 probably.
Yeah, it's nice.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another on the water video with Kim and myself. We are going to be doing a video today on the Megabass Vision 110 jerkbait, which is arguably the most famous jerkbait ever made. People have been using it. All the pros use it. It's been a staple for, since the early 2000s. And, a lot of you guys that follow the channel know that I helped design this bait back in the late 90s. And there's a lot of different tricks and tips I want to pass along in today's video as far as to help you guys catch more fish. Jerkbait fishing is complicated. There's so many variables to it that we're going to break that down in today's video. Hopefully catch a few more fish. And I know that you like fishing jerkbaits.
Yeah, it's my favorite way to fish.
Well, the first trip we ever fished together was at Champlain, and you caught some good ones up there on a jerkbait.
Sure, pike.
Yeah, so Kim's gonna get out there and give you guys some tips and advice. I'm gonna do the same thing, and
hopefully Randy doesn't backboat me today like last time.
Well, any backboating is non-intentional. It's like something that you get so focused on fishing you don't even know that you're backboating. But you can run the trolling motor too, so I can get in the back there.
I'm gonna get up on the trolling motor this time. Switch places.
We may try that. I may get in the back of the boat and see if I can catch one there. So we're going to get into it, guys. Real quick before we get started, a quick reminder that this Thursday, February 12th, 6:30 Central Standard Time, we got our first live stream for intuitive angling. Been working on this for a long time. This is going to be a private live stream for the intuitive angling channel members. So if you guys are interested in joining it, just go to the YouTube homepage, my YouTube homepage, hit the join button, and there's a lot of different options on membership, or you can go into the description of the video and join as a Patreon member. And we're going to have a lot of different interaction.
And questions and answers and...
Shoot us your questions. We'll answer them on the live stream. We're going to do the first one on pre-spawn bass fishing, but we may just answer questions the whole time. So anyway, hope to see you guys this Thursday. So all that stuff will be in the video description there. So, okay, we're going to get out here and see if we can catch a few. Right. So here we go.
Well, have a good day.
Yeah.
You coming up?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice one. That's a nice fish there. You don't really maul the way up there. Watch the hooks.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna grab them on the back. Oh, now he came off.
Oh man, quick release. Okay guys, the first thing I want to do is talk about the Vision 110 specifically as far as the construction and the design about it, why it's so good and why it sets the bar for other type of jerkbaits. And then we're going to get out here and I'm going to show you the areas I like to fish it in and the gear and the cadence and retrieve, sort of like the whole game on this. But a lot of you guys may not know, I've talked about this in some in the past, is I helped design the Megabass Vision 110 back in the late 90s for Megabass. Now, what the deal was with that is Megabass, they had several lures out, but they weren't as well known as they are now. They didn't have a jerkbait. So I went to Megabass and I said, with the attention to detail and the resources and the quality construction and all the innovation that Megabass has, we need to have a jerkbait. So they agreed to it. So what I did is I sent them a bunch of my custom jerkbaits that I had sort of like put together myself. Now these were like old long A bombers and rogues that I had custom weighted, drilled out, had them balanced perfectly, had custom colors on it. I did a little bit of modifications to the lip. I put together about a dozen of my custom rogues and long A's, sent them over to Japan to Megabass, and they checked them all out. And Yuki Ito, the owner of Megabass and the chief lure designer, came up with the Vision 110 as a result of the prototype rogues that I sent over there, and this is what we came out with. Now, a couple different things why the Vision 110 stands out. It's the first jerkbait that has what's called the internal balancer system in it. And what you have in it is, in the past, when you would cast a jerkbait, they were light and they just casted like a potato chip in the wind. They couldn't hardly cast them very far. But with this internal balancer system, you've got this tungsten bearing that when you cast the bait, the bearing goes to the back of the lure here, which allows you to make a long distance cast. And then when you start working the bait down, that balancer system shifts to the front, which allows maximum depth and action, the darting action that you get out of the Vision 110. Plus you have the noise that's created by the balancer system in there as well. The other thing about it is the attention to detail on this lure. As you can see, there is no more jerkbait that is more realistic as far as the attention to detail on the cosmetics of it. This is one of the things that really set it apart. And then you've got your components, high quality hooks, high quality snaps on there, split rings. In the past, a lot of those companies that made jerkbaits, they had cheap O-rings and cheap hooks on it. And another thing about it is the paint, the way that the paint is laid on the Megabass Vision 110. This is a process that there's about a line. I was at the Hamamatsu City, Japan Megabass plant. I got to see how this was done. And they take a blank Vision 110 and there'd be like 6 or 7 different workers that would all put specific pieces of paint coloration on it. So it was a very labor intensive process, and that's why the paint schemes on the Megabass Vision 110 are like second to none with that. And then ultimately it's just a combination of the profile, the action of the bait, everything together is one of the things that really generates a strike with this thing. So that's a little bit of a history on the uniqueness of the Vision 110, why it's so productive. Okay guys, let's get out on the lake. We're gonna start doing a little fishing and show you guys what to look for here. Okay guys, I'm going to give you all some tips and advice on how to actually work and manipulate a 110, because it's a little bit different than other jerk baits. First of all, what I want to say, and I've talked about this before in some of my videos, is if you've never tried it before, you need to fish a jerk bait on a spinning rod. Now, a lot of you guys out there have never used a spinning rod. You're locked into casting. A bait caster is the worst thing that you can fish a jerk bait on, especially a Vision 110, simply because you cannot manipulate the bait or put the proper action on a bait or fight the fish correctly with a bait caster. Now, most people that say, oh, I have no problem, I catch fish on a bait caster and pros do, that's just because they haven't used the spinning rod extensively. I've used both. I've fished them for over 50 years of jerk bait. This is something that's taken decades to learn, and a spinning rod is the only outfit you want to fish the 110 on. I use the Megabass whip snake model most of the time, or the Addermine. It's a 6-foot 11-inch rod, medium action. And a 6-foot 11-inch is critical. You do not want to use a 7-foot spinning rod for a jerkbait simply because it deadens the action and you can't have that quick wrist snap. And you don't want to use a rod that's really much shorter than 6'10" because you can't get the casting distance out of it or take up the slack on the line. So the 6'11" is the perfect size. I'll link all this stuff in the description of the video too. And I got the Lew's Hypermag spinning reel. You want to use a large diameter 3000 series spool. Now this is critical because a 3000 series spool allows you to have more casting distance than a 2500, and you can put heavier line on it. So if you try to use a 2500, you're going to sacrifice about 10 or 15% casting distance. So 3000 series spool, and then I always couple it up with anywhere between 4 to 10 pound test Seagar and Vizex fluorocarbon. Straight fluorocarbon, guys. Never ever use braid or braid to fluorocarbon on a jerkbait. Straight fluorocarbon is the way you want to work it. So that's the setup with it. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the manipulation and the action that you want to put on it. First of all, the depth that a jerkbait goes is relative to the line size and your casting distance. So when you're fishing a jerkbait in colder water, you want to try to make your maximum cast, because by that maximum cast, it allows you to get that bait in the sweet spot longer And that sweet spot is the deepest part of the bait. And that's where you're going to get most of your bites at. So that's why you want to have the longer cast. But what I do is I'll cast it out there, I'll jerk it down about 10 times, let it set, and then I'm just twitching that rod tip. Just look at the rod tip there. I'm just sort of vibrating it without reeling the handle, keeping it in one spot. I'll vibrate it 2 or 3 times, and then I'll snap it like that 2 or 3 times. Let it set a little bit, vibrate it a little bit. I'm not doing that jerk pause that you see a lot of people do. It's that snap a little bit and then just the twitch. And I'm really trying to concentrate on that twitching technique when it's in the deepest part. That's when you're going to get most of your bites. Now, obviously, you know, that is a starting point, but you just sort of have to listen to the fish. Now, the cadence and how fast you want to jerk bait, how you want to work it, is relative to the water visibility and the water temperature. In general, the cooler the water and the more off-colored the water, the slower you want to work it, and the warmer the water and the clearer the water, the faster you want to work it. Now, that's two different ends of the spectrum, and then everything else is sort of in between. But ultimately, once you get a few bites on a jerkbait, start experimenting with your cadence and the pause length and how you work it until you hit upon the right one. Okay. Another thing about jerkbaits, guys, is color is very important. We're going to talk about that a little bit. I'm going to show you some different color options, but in addition to the cadence and the retrieve, you've got to hit upon the right color. And the combination of the color and the cadence of the retrieve is really what adds up to a lot of success in jerkbait fishing. Yeah, you can cut it there. It's pretty easy at the boat, but you never know.
Yeah.
Another little one there. When they come quick, they're either a little one or they're a big one coming your way. This is what you want to look for. See this right here? You got all 3 hooks. See how they got the front hook in its mouth? That means they're hitting the head of it, which that's what you want with the jerkbait. Usually means you got the right color and retrieve and everything.
Is it a good size one?
Got a little weight to it anyway.
Where is he? Oh, over there.
It felt bigger than that, but it's still a decent fish.
Yeah.
And these things will hook you so easy this time of year.
Why this time of year?
Well, because they, you know, you got the treble hooks on the jerkbait, and then they just tend to waller around, you know, when you try to unhook them.
Yeah.
You just never know. This time of year, they're so lethargic because the water's so cold. String out of his belly there.
Oh, is it? What is it?
Oh, it's like he swallowed something and he's tried to
Poop it out?
Poop it out.
Pull it. Pull it.
I don't want to hurt him.
Well, I know, but
That didn't want to
what the heck is going on?
Might be a lure in there.
Are you serious?
But they
Can you look down in there?
Nothing, but they can digest it in there, so.
Man.
there's like, they got over 100 different colors, so there's a lot of variations with each one of these categories. But that's the term you need to think about, is the metallic, clear, or flat finish. Okay, now here's what I found about it. If you're fishing like today, we got sort of a bright sunny day, and if you have some clear water, that's when your translucent natural finishes are going to work good, because they don't reflect as much light. They're natural. They're a little bit more neutral in the water. And in a bright, light intensity day with clear water, you're going to get a lot more bites on some type of a see-through or clear jerkbait. A see-through or clear jerkbait is also good in tough fishing conditions. It can be, maybe a little bit cloudy even, or maybe the water's got a little color to it. But if you get a day that the fishing is just really tough, there's a lot of fishing pressure on the lake, sometimes the bass will react to clear color a little bit more when they're not quite as aggressive. Okay, now the flat finish like this, or the matte finish, which you call, this is a really good low light condition color. So off colored water visibility for the most part when I throw a flat finish is going to be under 3 foot clarity. Really good on cloudy days. So if I'm out on a cloudy, rainy type day, a flat finish is going to be really good. Or again, if I'm in some more off colored water, the flat finish is going to be good. And then finally, the metallic finish. Now this is sort of like a finicky one. There's a lot of different, times that I've done good on this, but one of the things that you will find out about a metallic finish that I have found throughout my years of jerkbait fishing is anytime you have a really windy day, metallic finish works really good on wind. It doesn't really matter if the water's got a little color to it or if it's clear. There's something about the way that flashes in that sunlight in that wind that the fish really react to. And I can catch fish on a metallic. It doesn't really matter what the sunlight conditions are. I've had really good days on metallic on, bright sunny days. I've had good days on rainy days with it, but you really need to have that wind for it to be good. Another thing in metallic is if you guys fish lakes that have grass in it, like submerged hydrilla or milfoil, there's something about a metallic finish in correlation with that submergent vegetation that's really, really good. But these are the three main color categories that you're going to have to remember right here. Now, we all have our favorite specific colors in there, but just think in terms of these three categories when you're choosing jerkbait colors. And ultimately, the best way to really key in on the best color is start out maybe with the foundation that I talked to you about. And once you get into an area where you know there's some fish, say you're catching, some fish on the metallic like there. Once you know they're biting a jerkbait and you're in an area where they're biting a jerkbait as far as you got the right water depth and everything, that's when you want to experiment with colors. You don't want to experiment with colors if you're not catching anything. Try to get a few fish on one color you got confidence in, and then try 3 or 4 different other colors until you hit upon the right one, because there's usually always one color that works better than another. So a few tips to remember there. The good one?
Yep, got one. First one of the day.
Got to start somewhere.
Just a little guy, right?
A largemouth is... It's not a dink. I mean, it's a nice one.
Yeah.
It's a nice fish. Did he hit it? Did he hit it when it was stopped?
No, I was moving it when he hit. I had just paused and then twitched it a little bit, and then he grabbed it a little bit.
You got it.
Yeah.
Took pretty good. He got by the end there.
Yeah, he didn't swallow it or anything, so that's good. But I'm not very good at knowing how to.
Need some help?
Yeah, I don't want to stick him anymore. Hold on.
Just about got it.
Yeah. There we go.
Let me see. Nice. 1-0.
It's your turn now to catch one.
You like any size?
It looks like...
Oh, that's a nice. Oh man, that was a nice one.
Oh my god! I kept attention on the hook on the.
That looked like about a 3-pounder. Dang. Be careful there. Need some help?
What?
Need some help? You want to get him? Yeah, let me grab him for you.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna get the jerkbait in my hand. Okay. Careful. Oh, can I grab him like that? Oh.
Nice. That's the thing about a jerkbait. It's like those treble hooks will get you a lot of times if you don't watch it. That's a nice fish. Need some help?
You have the pliers. Do I just hold him like this?
Yeah, you probably ought to try to lip him there so he didn't move around a little bit. Or make sure you got a hold of him really good so
There we go. Probably should hold him against my shirt. That's not like this now.
Let's get a picture of that one together.
Is it a big one? Oh. I think that's bigger than the one that I caught. Nice.
You got it with all three hooks though. I mean, you got
Oh, wow.
See, that's a good sign when you get them when they're head first. That means you sort of got the right color.
Yeah. Okay. 2 to 2. Or sorry, 1 to 1.
Feel him on there still? Oh man, that's a baby. It's the smallest fish of the day. Yeah. He's hooked on the belly. And those are the kind you got to be careful of. They'll get you. Yeah. Yeah, just moving the boat up here a little bit. Just let me move the boat up here. Okay, let me have one.
I don't want to hold him up by the fin. Can you
Okay, I'll turn the camera off and I'll get him. I've ever been that close to one. Okay guys, we just finished up our Megabass Vision 1 10-day jerkbait fishing here in February. At the time of filming this video, it's the first week of February. Water temperature was cold today. Water temperature was in the low 40s. And you may have seen during the video, there's still ice on the lake. Kim's freezing to death right now. It's good to get into the warmth of the truck.
It's fine, like once you're off the lake, but on the lake, it was terrible.
Well, it was when we first got in, you know, there wasn't any wind and it was almost warm a little bit. You were down to a t-shirt. Then
pants.
Yeah, and then the wind came up, but that's typical jerkbait because we didn't have any bites at all until the wind came up. It was super tough, and then we got to that one spot, and the ripples had just started on the water, and that's when we caught 3 or 4 there. But then it got really windy, tougher to catch them with it. But that's just sort of,
we lost a couple.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, you lost that one about 3 pounds right at the boat.
Yeah.
But it was, you know, typical jerkbait day. It's like, you know, anytime you're fishing this time of year, it's like you got to really pay attention to where the shad are at. And some of the places we saw, you know, I saw shad in about 10 foot of water, other places nothing. But I don't know, it was a pretty fun day. You know, we got quite a few bites, and we had to drop the boys off at school before we came up here, so we didn't get up here at almost 10 o'clock in the morning. So when we got 3 or 4 hours of fishing in and caught the ones you guys saw. So what's your analysis of the day with the jerkbait?
Well, as I said before, I love fishing with a jerkbait. It's my favorite bait. Yeah, I think it was a pretty good day. Just it got really cold once the wind picked up, but I would call it a successful fishing trip. Would you?
Yeah, I think it was pretty good. We wound up, the water was a little bit cleaner here than normal, but still it was only about 3 foot of visibility. We caught them on, you know, the more translucent colors, which is sort of marginal for that type of water clarity. But, you know, just like I talked about in the video, you just have to experiment with the colors, and you never know. But anyway, guys, really appreciate y'all tuning in for the video here. Like I said, we didn't get a chance to do one about a week and a half ago because it's so freaking cold. It was like down, you know, the lakes were frozen over. So we're going to try to get out here about once a week and do videos moving forward. But anyway, guys, really appreciate y'all tuning in, and we'll see you guys next video.
See ya.